what I'm doing today is I'm going to, Mips EXE, I know you're somebody. First time chat. Thanks for hanging out. Didn't see you in chat there, so it's just the two of us. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Welcome to the stream. Oh, is that Kevin? Oh my God, Kevin. Of course it's Kevin. Is this where you stream bathtub streams where you're in the hot tub? In the just chatting category, Kev?
Oh, great. It's Troy Chaplin.
There's Troy. Yeah, I'm nice. Oh, you should definitely stream retro games. Speaking of games, has anyone, I just found out about this, but, well, not, I found out about it and then I forgot about it. But Luna Games, through your Prime account, has anyone stumbled onto this? It's insane, the amount of games on there. Like, there's a free tier that comes with, like, Amazon Prime, but then you can pay for the premium stuff. I'm not sponsored by it or anything, but it shows up in my Twitch all the time, and it's like, there's like all the Fallout games and Death Stranding, which I played a little bit of, and I thought that was really awkward on a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, it's cool. You should check it out. Troy. Yes, I am going to work on this site. So we built this with Andy Peatling using Miles, and it looks really nice, and I quite like it. So my son plays on this this local hockey team here, and yeah, exactly. But it's free, so there's no guilt. So you can just go ahead and play for free, and then come back. I started playing. What was the game that I started playing? I started playing. Where is my?
Oh, you made a wise choice, my friend.
Oh, thanks for the follow. Thank you for the follow. I don't know what is going on here, but stuff. There we go. Couldn't see everything. All right, thanks for the follow, Sus Batuhan. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't think I have any credits left. Well, see, now you told, but I like this design. Troy, stop hijacking my stream. So I think I'm just gonna go with this one. Although now I'm realizing that those two people look exactly the same, almost the same. Crazy. Anyways, maybe I'll try that some other time. Aren't you on vacation anyways?
Oh,
there's
Kev. It's KevXB.
KevXB. Oh, now see. What is it? By Miles. There's AI. I can't even remember. There it is. Yeah. Is it still? Oh, it's still set up for. Okay. I don't remember what my account was, so I'll have to figure that out. But anyways, it looks great. Like, I can only imagine how far it's come in the short time since we had him on. But yeah, last vacation day cleaning the house. Nice. Back to work. Cool. So anyways, I'm gonna set up some rules for this particular. It's not a challenge, but this particular thing. I am going to use Studio Code as much as I can. That is sort of the idea. So what I have set up is, well, let's take a look. I can't even remember what this looks like. So let's see. Oh, I've updated the database. Been so long. Okay, cool, great. So let's see. So in my themes, I have a single theme. My editor, what do I have? Let's look at my templates. Looks like I've got the front page, I think, does the majority of it. The one thing I think is really funny is that it actually came in as this handmade Julia. Want to hear what? So it's showing up as handmade jewelry site. So I think we're gonna have to change that. So let's ask Studio Code to explain my site. And I've got it set to Sonnet 5 here, and we'll just see what happens. So let's click this and we'll see what's going on. Can you all read that? I don't actually know if I can zoom this in. Oh, I can zoom it in. Look at that, amazing. Okay, so checking things out. So the thing about what I'm doing here is you have to be logged into your WordPress.com account. So you can set up a free .com account, no worries. But in order to use this, you have to actually have this. You have to be logged in, and you actually have to log in to do some cool things. You don't need to be logged in to use Studio as a local development environment, but you do need it for things like previews and which has already been deleted. What's this one warning? Interesting. Okay. And then I can sync things and whatever. So let's go back to Studio Code, see how it's doing. So that's reading. Oh yeah, the new responsive controls look really cool. I actually did I have a repository where I was playing around with trying to opt in custom controls into the responsive controls, and it kind of works, but you have to unlock some private APIs, which is a little bit of not bad, not the greatest, but it's definitely cool. No, you don't have to log in, Daniel Yount from LinkedIn. You don't have to log in to just use this. Sorry, let me rephrase that. If you just want to use Studio as your local development environment, you do not have to be logged into .com. You don't have to do anything with .com. You can just download it and use it. Same with you would with local. You don't need to be connected to that other hosting company. But if you want to use some of the features like the sync feature, the previews, stuff like that, then yes.
It's
And the Studio Code thing, because it's free. It's free, like the tokens are free for now. So until it's out of beta. So if you want to use it, I'd recommend checking it out. And as Through New Era said, it is on Linux now, which is very cool because that's always been something that I run into at like when I go to conferences and I do like workshops and stuff. I tend to use Studio a lot because it supports blueprints, which is really cool, which makes it easy for me to just give you a file. And you can just import it and it just spins up a site for you. And that's so easy from a workshop point of view because I don't need to, I can give you everything that you need and we can all have a good starting point. I don't know really of any other thing that makes it that simple, which is why I use it. It's amazing. So, and, yeah, so, oh yeah, as Tuhan, if I'm saying that right, has astutely pointed out, anything on your machine you don't need to use .com for at all. If you just want to connect it to external things, which is optional. But just set up a free account just for the previews. The previews is the coolest thing in the world. You can just set up a preview and it spins up a site and it destroys itself in 7 days or 8 days or whatever it was. And it's very cool. That's not true. I haven't updated this 8 whatever days ago. So, just discovered I can hook up Studio with a Docker DB and not use SQLite. Yeah, I have one client project that I want to move the project. Cool. That's cool. And there's some isn't there some new settings now where you can use native PHP, like when you're spinning up a new site. So you can do it from you can connect to a .com site or Pressable if you want, or if you want to build from a new site, you can use a number of blueprints. You can upload your own blueprint, but I think if you just choose the empty site option under the advanced settings, yeah, so you can actually use Sandbox because it's built in Playground, like it's built on top of Playground, so you can use native PHP, which is a lot faster, which is really cool. That's a relatively new feature, I believe. Anyways, but this isn't really meant to be an. Hold on. Oh, I just noticed the little zoomy animation behind the mouse. I'm such a nerd. I love that stuff. Anyways, I'm not trying to like sell you on using Studio. I like it. I think it's pretty great. It suits all my needs, but I mean, to each his own, to each their own, I should say. All right, so let's see what this is saying. So here we go. So I asked it, what is my site? Site basics. Site title is Aurelia Eagles. That's correct. Site folder named Aurelia Eagles. Is it though? Is it though? It's not. Oh wait, maybe this. Oh, so the folder name of the site. Aha, that's what we're referring to. Okay, folder name of the site, say basics. All right, cool. Yep. Oh, pages home. Okay, there's not much going on in here. Active themes. So this, yeah, that's hilarious that it's called that. That was generated by Miles. So let's fix that. So let's see style. Okay. I want to change the theme name to, oh God, to Aurelia. I'm not gonna spell it right. O-R-I, Aurelia Eagles. Boom. Oh, that's the thing. You know what? This is an interesting thing. I use both of these a ton, and it depends on what I'm doing. So here's my thing. When I'm building, like when I want to do something like this, I just spin up a site and then I put everything inside of it. Now, sometimes what I do is I build the repo first, and then I keep the repos in my repositories directory on my machine. I have a million repositories that I keep in there. I've been doing that for 10 years now, and it's just dumb. But that's what I do. And so what I find to be a giant pain is I don't use symlinks. I don't know why. I probably should, but I just don't. And so then having to move that into a studio site is annoying to me. So that's when I use wp-env. So whenever you see one of my repositories, one of my standalone repositories, like on my GitHub, there's almost always a wp-env in there, because I just find that a little bit easier to just like run. But now you'll also start seeing a lot of blueprints on there as well, so you can use those to spin up sites anywhere. So maybe that's what I should do, is just, well, then the source code won't be linked. But I think there's use cases for both, honestly, and I really like, what LLM is it using? Well, right now you have a choice between Sonnet, Opus, and GPT 5.6. So those are the three that it's using right now. I have it set to Sonnet at the moment. So let's see what this said. Okay, I want to change the themes. Edit handmade jewelry site CSS. Simply place one block. Okay, so I changed that. Oh, that's cheeky. I like that. That's really cheeky. So it used to say AI generated WordPress block theme. Now it's AI generated WordPress block theme, but it's customized by Studio Code. That's nice. I like that. Whoever built that in is fun. Okay, so let's just see. So now all this has changed. Reloads the site. So let's just come back in here. Let's see my appearance with themes. I got Aurelia Eagles by Miles AI. Okay, I want to change that though. Fonts. Oh, it's got fonts and everything in here. This is great. And what's Miles doing? Thanks for stealing Miles. Connect my Miles account. Oop. Okay. I think I'm going to disable that plugin because I'm not going to use it anymore. And we'll just turn that off. That's cool. Okay, so all right. So the next thing that I think, so the way that I would approach a project like this is, this is a single page. I think if I just edit this page, everything is kind of its own. It's just a one page that's been built out. I don't even think we have posts. We have a single page. We have any posts? We have no posts. Okay, so let's do a bit of a plan here. So I've got these are just jump links. So these, yeah, okay, and that's fine. I think for this site we don't need to be super deep. News and updates section, get involved. A lot of these are just like call out boxes. So I wonder. Okay, sponsors. Oh, that's nice. Pete Sports, really Optometry, Kuchiching Family. I think these are real places. That's crazy. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I want to do. So we need to have a menu. I think, like if we have a players, that's not it. We have a players section down here that I think I should make those. I'm thinking about making those probably a custom post type, because then I can query those. I don't know. I don't really know. Let's just start working here. 14 players, one team, infinite heart. Oh, it's like so nice. We need to have some coaches. So I like this idea of having these things, but I wonder if I can make these like patterns. Like I think what I want to be able to do is retrieve these well, okay. All right. So I think I need a post type. Okay. I'm gonna use SuperWhisper because I don't want to type. So SuperWhisper is amazing. I would like to create a custom post type to handle the players. We would need to have a taxonomy for the team. There are potentially 3 teams: junior, intermediate, and senior, and then a player can be associated with each one of those. Each player will have a custom field of number and their position that they play. And let's set that up. Not now. Okay. Did that not go in there? There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, you know what? I have to say, the one thing I don't like about it is when I hit enter, it gives me a new line. And I have to hit command enter for it to actually go, or shift enter. Yeah, I mean, it says that right there, but that's counterintuitive to everything I've ever done in my entire life when it comes to chatting. And that's just me being pedantic, but I would prefer the opposite. Like if I want to do a new line, then shift thing. See what? Shift new line, command to send. What? So if I just hit new line, it gives me a new line. What is this? So it does the same thing. Maybe I should log a bug about that, because that shift new line does the same thing as just hitting return. Weird. So there's that. Okay, so let's see what this is doing. What is it trying to do? I don't want to build a plugin. Do I want to build a plugin for this? I don't think I do. So one thing that's kind of cool is there's agents and Claude and everything inside of this, and I think there's even a Studio one somewhere. Yeah, there is. So Studio one. So I think we can leverage this. Sorry, you all can't read that. Get rid of this. Move this over here. Gonna zoom it in. Should have prepped all this before I went live. Looks like it might be okay. Can you install something like Custom Post UI and use that instead? Is that a plugin, Troy? Is that what you're talking about? I've never heard of Custom Post UI. I'm sure if it's a plugin, then you can absolutely have it. Yeah, I believe that's the WordPress Studios one. I'm sure you can have it install that. I mean, we could try it. Install the Custom Post UI plugin and create a custom post that we just talked about using that instead. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right, so while that's doing that, let me see what this thing did. So we have in our plugins, we have, where is it, equals players. So we have players, custom post, it looks like it's getting it. So look at players, all players. Okay, let me just install the plugin. Let me just deactivate this and see what I can do. Well, it found it pretty easily. I didn't even tell it the right name. Custom Post UI plugin, right? Custom Post type UI. So it's reading everything here. It's reading the whole thing. So it looks like it's trying to do it, but it's got to read it all. I wonder, yeah. You know, it'd be really neat, because I don't know if anyone from the studio team is actually on the stream. I did kind of ping them that I was hanging out, that I was streaming, but it'd be really cool to be able, and I just haven't done this, so I don't know, but like skills, manage your tasks, age machine is okay. You can override global skills for this site, manage site skills, agent instructions. Okay, so are these not installed? So I don't know if these are pre-installed. So let me just install that. Block development. Oh, for other agents. Oh. I'm sure there's. Okay, so Studio has these built in. So these are available for Studio, but if I wanted to use another agent, I get it. Okay, so let's see what actually happened there. When I did it do anything? Agents, load, agents. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it put, oh, perfect. Okay, cool. And it put them in there. So, okay. So I got a bunch of stuff going on there. So if I just remove this, so the close, okay, cool. All right. That's good to know. Okay. So these are already built in, because I was like, wow, this is doing really well. If it doesn't know about any of this sort of stuff, that's pretty great. Okay. But I wonder, it would be very cool. And I guess we could just do it. Like there's some really great skills, like context 7 is a fantastic skill that I use all the time for documentation lookups, and it uses that and it does a really, really good job. What is this thing doing now? So let's see. So it's still working here. Is it still working here? Oops, what'd that say? Okay, cool. So in the meantime, started to do stuff. Okay, so if I want to set this up. So I want to replace this section with basically an advanced query loop block, because I like advanced query loop. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a plugin that this guy wrote. He's super good looking, he's smart and funny, and he streams every Tuesday. What? God, I was doing so well. Okay. Anyways. Everything registered correctly and existing teams intact. Okay, so what do we got here? So let's see what happened. So if I refresh this, players. Well, that's kind of neat. Add edit post types. So does it edit post type? So we should have a player post type. Oh, that's great. So it did it. It did a great job. I personally wouldn't use a plugin to manage my stuffs here, but that's really cool, because this is clearly not a like a simple setup. Like, look at this. There's a lot going on here. All right, so I'm going to say that was fantastic. Thank you. Now, can we remove all of that, and just use the plugin that we built manually? Oh, again. Too polite. Yeah, because when they start taking over the world, and we all go to the liquefaction tanks, I won't be the one that gets liquefied. I'll be the one that they keep around to make them laugh. And I don't know. And Kevin will be the one they dress up and dance, make him dance. I laugh at my own jokes. My daughter told me once that my stream would be so much better if I didn't laugh at my own jokes. Yeah, exactly. This is how I'm gonna just spotlight this message. Welcome to the stream. Fantastic hot take. I don't think it's a hot take at all. I have always come from the thought process of like we don't need a plugin to do a lot of this stuff. The majority of it, like it's a dependency. We have plugin lock-in syndrome that we have in the WordPress world. Like no shade on this plugin, but I clicked on it and it was literally like already trying to get me to upgrade. Like, if I go, oh, it's gone. Which is fine because I don't want it anyways. But yeah, I agree 100%. If you can write some code, write some code. And I also think that like what I'm doing here, they put it in a plugin, but I don't think a Cloud built plugin could be a worse dependency though. I don't think so. I think unless you're building something super edge casey or super complicated, the majority of WordPress information out there and the skills that are being used to build that stuff, it's going to be fine. I mean, we've got 20 years of development data that's been indexed by every LLM on the planet. So unless you're using a really bad model, I guess that's the thing. If you're using a really bad model, I don't think there's an issue in there. WooCommerce. What do you mean? WooCommerce in what sense? Yeah, Troy, I agree with you. Could you replace Woo? With AI code? Probably. But I wouldn't. I like Troy's point. A couple of chat messages earlier, I think is very, very valid. And this is like when I was at 10 up. I was at 10 up 1,000 years ago, so I have to stop saying that. But I think that some of the more complicated ones, like Yoast and stuff like that, you wouldn't rebuild those. Like we would use those plugins as opposed to trying to roll our own. And WooCommerce is the same thing. It's the same way I wouldn't try to rebuild a Kismet because we wanted to do spam stuff. But I mean, there's always going to be dependencies. Yeah, that Kev is a really great statement. I really like this statement. I don't think it's you being arrogant, although but I think you're definitely right there. I think if time was not a factor, I think that we're better. I mean, Yeah, I think it like rebuilding WooCommerce is probably not worth it. It's not you have to weigh like, is the juice worth the squeeze? You could absolutely use AI to build something like WooCommerce or Yoast or any of that stuff, or an SEO plugin, any of that kind of stuff. But why? Why would you do that? You've got things, right? Like, that level of dependency on a website, that sort of core functionality level is I mean, kind of the same as saying, hey, Corey, it's kind of the same as saying like, oh, I don't want to depend on React, in my opinion. Like if you're depending on a framework that you didn't build, that's a dependency. Full stop, right? So if you're worried about like having too many dependencies, and I know that you're just like, we're just having a conversation here, but I think that like there are certain things that you just accept, right? Yeah, exactly. It's not worth doing it. Like, people are already doing that, right? And so, anyways, that's my 2 cents. Okay, so what do we got here? All right, so current plugins are players, both actives. Okay, so we should have some players here. Oh, well, we don't have a player here, but let's add a new player, and we're gonna give the player. Oh, what's Oh, there's no title. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. What happened there? Because let's look at this and see how it's registered. Includes post type. Yeah, it supports the title. Whoa, what is happening here? Why do I have metaboxes on? What is this? what is this? Something's all screwed up here. Teams, player details. Yeah, Kevin, I agree. 90%. So Kevin say 90% of plugins could be vibe code. I'm just going to highlight this so people can see it in the video. Yeah, it's the same as saying that, like, you know, you can go on likely in the theme JSON. Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh no, not in there. Themes. Theme JSON. Okay, well I'm not going to fix this. I'm going to say I've just noticed that my custom post type has no title, and I suspect it might be coming from the theme. Can you take a look at the theme JSON or any CSS in there that would hide the title and otherwise make weird things happen inside the block editor? Okay. I see. It's probably here. Okay, well, this is fine. I think this is really good. Use. Oh, did it again. Did it again. It didn't do it again. I never remember to hit command. All right, we'll let that run. Let's look in the theme JSON. Do I have anything in the theme JSON? Custom, styles, CSS. Interesting. Well, we'll let this do its thing. Taking a screenshot. Interesting. Oh, yeah, sure. Let's do that. Now, can I do inline conversations? Like, can I do multiple conversations? Or does the new conversation just destroy this one? Because I would like to be able to do things in, like, parallel. I guess we'll just leave it for now. So there's a lot of CSS going on in here. Parts, footer, patterns. Is there a BTW command? Oh, maybe. I don't think there is. There are some slash commands, but this is, I think, good question. No, there is not. Not in here. I would imagine there isn't also in the command line version. Yeah, I do that as well, and the multiple things, and yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Okay. Oh, it looks like it's found it. So let's see. Okay. So the title's there now. Player details are borked, though. I don't know why that's like that. How did that get in there, first of all? Where's this metaboxes coming from? This is the first I've seen it. Do I have Gutenberg? No, I don't have Gutenberg installed. Deactivate miles. I already deactivated miles. Why are you being like that? Okay. Okay, cool. So let's look in my plugin here. There's no meta box. What's this meta? Post meta, add meta box. Oh, I don't want that. Nope, don't want that. That's not how I want to do this at all. Okay. Interesting. So this went all PHP. Okay. Okay, cool. In the plugin, we are registering meta boxes that are appearing on.
Oh, great. It's bad to the code.
Let me try that again. Bad Dude Court is here. Oh man, are you doing things related to Miles? I am just using a theme that we built in Miles when Andy was on the stream, but I'm not doing anything else connected to Miles. So, Andy, if you're watching, give Bad Dude Court his invite. Okay, so the plugin now that we built introduces a player details meta box. I don't want it introduced via PHP. We are in the block editor. We should use the document settings panel, SlotFill to put that in. And save the meta that way. Come on now. I guess that's probably something that I could put into my Claude file or like my agents file, my MD file. I'm intrigued that it actually did that because it's completely valid, but that also might explain why this is here. Because I don't we have these amazing SlotFill things for a reason. And I think that there are better experience. It does introduce a build step and all of that stuff, but whatever, man. Oh, interesting. This is an interesting conversation that Corey brings up. Love to hear the chat's response on that. Semi-related to the maintenance combo, I'm currently butting heads gently with my team on when to create systems for things versus hard coding solutions on an enterprise site. For example, integrating with custom or block bindings versus building yet another custom block. Interesting. I think that if you can integrate with core, that's usually the right solution. And I'm not saying that as a developer advocate that wants you to use core. I'm saying that as a person that has done exactly what you're talking about, like in real world projects. I think that like the burden of maintenance falls on core to make sure block bindings are handled in an appropriate way. So if you've connected things in block bindings, you know that you're backwards compatible, which is because the project has that commitment to backwards compatibility, and you know it's going to work. And then you don't need to worry about maintaining your code base moving forward. I think that is. In that particular solution, I think block bindings is all, you should go all the way with block bindings as far as you can, and even the fact that you can now there's that filter that allows you to essentially make anything bound to anything. I think that's the way to do it, personally. Oh, what's this doing? This just popped this open. Interesting. Oh, is it Annotate? Oh, I forgot about Annotate. Why is it annotating? Oh, okay, cool. So it opened up Annotate even though we don't need it, which I think I really like Annotate, by the way. But it looks like it's doing it the way I want it. That's very nice. I like that. Okay, so we're gonna close that. We'll refresh this. We should now have this. We're going to say number 13. He's going to be forward, and it's going to be Dude-aroo. That's what I call my kid. Dude-aroo Welcher. To be fair, they're often faster, but my systems are reusable. Sorry, I can't help myself. What's he saying? I often can't help myself building systems and integrating with core. And others are often looking for shortcuts. To be fair, they are often faster, but my systems are reusable. It makes sure future stuff has, yeah. In regards to AI, those hard-coded solutions become even faster to implement and starting to spaghettify. Yeah, I think there's like, If you want to go alone, go fast. If you want to go far, go together, right? So I think if you want to build stuff quickly and just build it on your own and do your thing, I think, but if you sort of integrate with core, I think I think it's a longer solution. I think it's a longer, more so it's more sustainable in the long run, right? Then if you're, there's also the bus factor which as an agency owner, you probably don't want to, think about the fact that your client's leaving, but imagine you're inheriting a site from someone who's done everything custom and you don't know how any of their code works. So, at least that way, if you pick up a site after 6 months, your client comes back to you, you know exactly what needs to be updated. That's my 2 cents on that. That's my 2 cents on that. So there's the player. Interesting. Okay, so I think that does what I wanted to do. So that's great. Let me just look and see what it actually generates. We have assets, player. Okay, so it's doing this without a build process. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Interesting. So where is this being? So this it's in queuing block editor assets. Cool. What's this? Show number as a min list table column. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Nice. That's a nice little thing. So we've got number and we've got position. That's great. And the team. Fantastic. How many enterprise publishing sites do we think are on a block theme these days? I love being on the cutting edge, but I understand the learning curve is longer for some. I don't know. That's a really great question. Enterprise level, I don't really know. I would imagine there are probably, there's probably a good mix. Depends on how old the site is. I would say probably new sites are probably using a lot more block themes, but if you've got sites that have been around for a while, that's a big ship that needs to turn slowly. So I don't know. That's a good question. Very good question. Okay, so we got players. So what I want to do next is, let's try this. I forgot about Annotate. I absolutely love Annotate. So let's run that. So what this is going to do is it's going to pop up the site in a browser and it's going to allow me to make notes on a particular thing, which I think this is super cool because then I can just select the thing that I want and tell it stuff. So what I want to do, I'm going to come down here to my Meet Your Eagles section. I'm going to click Annotate. I want to click this whole section. Okay. I want this section to be pulled from the custom post type. Each box needs to represent the information from that post type. And I'd like to use the advanced query loop plugin to do this. And then let's make the whole thing a pattern. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna say done. Click that. Okay, done. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, cool. So you have to turn annotation off and then go back in. Okay, so let's see what that does. Now, I don't know if I gave it enough sort of. Okay, so it found my plugin. That's cool. This is actually fairly straightforward, and it's been fun so far. A couple of things that I would change personally. There does seem to be. It is reaching for PHP-first, which I don't have a problem with necessarily, but it's not always the best tool for the job, depending on when we're working. Especially when we're working inside the block editor, that needs to be JavaScript first, because it's just a second-class experience when you're doing it in PHP. Because I think now, if we go in here now, we shouldn't sit. No, we don't have the metaboxes down the bottom. We have this. It's nicely integrated. It's very nice. It's very nice. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what this is saying. So I think this is just trying to install the block. And is it I don't know what it's doing, but it's going to be fun, whatever it is. One.
Oh,
Hey,
great.
the love.
It's the love.
All right, what Bad Dude Court saying something. One thing I'm trying to figure out, and I guess it relates to bindings, is defining skill files to guide the team on when to do one versus the other, or order of plan for say bindings first. Huh. So like you want a decision tree based around like, you know, when you should use a binding? My opinion is, when you're, maybe your skill is along the lines of like in the planning phase, it's sort of like, if you are going to build a block, consider like, you know, your skill is something like, you know, instead of reaching for a block first, look for, I'm sure you've done all this, but like, try to do, you know, see if there's a block binding available. If there's not a block binding available, use the filter to bind. If the functionality still doesn't fit in those two things, then look at a custom block. I think that's the solution that I would do. Like if you just want to show a piece of text, block binding. If you want to show a piece of post meta somewhere, block binding most likely. If you want to have complicated relationships and things, then probably a custom block might be better. But then there's custom block with inner blocks that could all be bound too, right? So there's like I would structure your skill in that way, where I'd say like, if like, I don't know what you call your skill, but you know, block development maybe. You could say like, if you can use a binding, use a binding. If you can use a custom binding, use a custom binding. If you have to use a custom block, see if you can structure the block so that it contains inner blocks that use bindings, either custom bindings or built-in bindings, and kind of go that way. Or if it's just like a block that just won't work, then build a block. I mean, that's super easy for me to say, and you know, AI will fight you on things probably, but I think that's probably my approach to do it. If you're using Claude, this super skills thing that I just installed was really cool. It has really good skills for it. So. Oh yeah, I think Corey, what you're saying there, yeah, like. It used to be that, you know, it was hard for the editors to create the content, but now it's like hard for the editors to create the content and for some developers to actually build what needs to be built. I'm hoping that AI tools lower that barrier again, and then it just becomes a case of like right now, I haven't written a line of code today, but I've directed the code where I want it to be, except for the plugin thing. I don't know if I'm super happy with that. I might merge that into the theme. But like I took a look at what it built and I said, I don't want it built that way. I want it built a different way. And it just built it for me. And then like, honestly, it doesn't matter in my opinion right now that I like, if I don't have a build process, it doesn't really matter. It's working fine. The one thing that did jump out to me was maybe I should be using the DOM, like, you know, instead of the iffy, which is like the immediately evoking function expression, this thing. Maybe we should use DOM ready instead, because that's more WordPress, but it's working. I'm not seeing any errors. So, you know, and if I need to introduce a build process for blocks, maybe we'll need some custom blocks down here. I don't really know. Okay, this is still going. So we're seeing so the one thing, speaking of block bindings, I think these could all be block bindings. This could be literally a group with a block binding, the post title, and another block binding. I think that'd be very, very cool. And then each one of these is the pattern, is the template that gets. How I'm going to do it this way, I don't know. Maybe put a grid in there, I guess. I don't really know how we'll do it, but we'll see. Order by trait. What is this? Oh my God, it's going through all of the code? Hilarious. Oh, wow. It's definitely reading through all of my code. All of my AI generated code for that plugin. Yeah, I think that's it. Inside AQL, we've got, I don't know if it's a block maybe. And then we just display them as a grid somehow. But I also need to be able to toggle between the different teams. So we have a junior team, we have a senior team, intermediate team, things like that. Cool. Is anyone going to WordCamp US? I am not attending this year, but I don't know if any of my American friends are going to be showing up there. What's this? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is great. It's taking the actual names of all these players who don't exist, which is fine. I don't even have a visa. Is it hard to get a visa to the States now? Is it the process more difficult than it has been in the past, or I have like what do they call it? A passport privilege. Is pretty easy for me to travel throughout the world on a Canadian passport. I don't really have to apply for visas. Although there's something, the UK thing is starting to change that. I have to you have to take an interview you have to drive 12 hours to go for an interview? No thanks. Don't want to go that bad. That's rough, man. U.S. visas aren't that hard and have really changed depending on your country. Of course. Yeah. Which country are you in? Is it really? I had no idea the Schengen EU stuff is harder than going to the US. Again, Canadian passport's pretty much easy. We'll stop tweeting stuff about the president and you'll be fine. Oh, you live in the Netherlands. Okay, cool. But Turkish have Turkish passport. Oh, I see. We, I mean, not to get political, but like people, I think it's a general statement nowadays that many folks from outside of the U.S. are worried about traveling to the U.S. I'm very lucky in Canada because we do like when I fly to the U.S. we do our passport control on the Canadian side. So we basically go to see the Border Patrol folks, and if they're giving me grief, and I can just say I'm not going to travel today and just go home. So I'm very, very lucky that way. I've never had a problem. It's always been great. But again, I can definitely see how it's a bit worrying here. You guys get to use most countries 5 years, so you don't want. Oh, great. Okay. I didn't realize. So the U.S. gives 10-year visa. Wow. And for EU, it's like 10 days. And does it depend on the country you're traveling to, or like in the EU, or is it just how it is? Interesting. Like I know my coworker Jonathan, he's from South Africa, so for him the visa process is always daunting. He has to go like weeks and weeks and weeks in advance, and then from my understanding, the postal system there is a little bit unreliable. So it may be there, it may not be there. You have to go look, and so I realize I'm super privileged with where I live. So okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, they're changing it for I have to register, I think, now when I go to the UK. Like when I went to Poland for WordCamp Europe, I had to do the fingerprinting thing and all that. It was fairly straightforward, but I think there's another step now where you actually have to apply for a visa for a short time for each trip, I believe. So where are we here? So let's it looks like it's trying to build some stuff in here. So let's look in the theme patterns. I don't know where it's putting. Oh, there's a temp folder in here. Okay, it looks like it's trying to do some things. Let's jump back over here. Roster, okay, so it's making, where is it putting it though? Is it putting it in patterns? Let's see. So in patterns, I've got, roster query. Is there templates in here? So I've got roster query. Okay, so it's putting my advanced query loop in there. We'll see paragraph title. Oh my God, look at this. It's doing bindings for me. That's amazing. I didn't tell it to do bindings. It's doing bindings. And it's doing a bindings here too. Oh, so nice. I wonder how that's going to work. Oh, I wonder how that's going to work though. That might get replaced. That's the hash symbol. So let's see. Let's see where this ends up here. Come on now. Still rolling, still rolling. That's pretty nice that it reached for bindings right away. Because that, I didn't think about that until afterwards, which is really, really cool. So far, this has been pretty great. Not that I was expecting it to not be, but I was, you always expect weird things to happen. There's a couple of steering things I had to do. So this handmade jewelry, what website thing seems to be sticking around. Is it in here? Yeah, slug handmade. Okay. So I think is that because of the name of the folder is that? I need to change the name of the folder. I'll wait till this finishes and then I'll just do that manually. That's very cool. So it did a pattern, and then so on the front page, is it going to be, oh, so it's just pulling, okay, so in front page, all right, that makes sense. So roster query. All right, so let's see, how are we doing here? Just made any changes? I don't know if it has. Oh, is it gone? Oh yeah, it's gone. Oh, there it is. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in there. Oh, is this how people build WordPress sites now? They just sit here and drink coffee and tell Claude to do stuff, and then like over in the other window play like a video game or something. Because this is great. I might go back to freelance work. This is how we do it. Oh man. So I wish. Yeah, I know. So wait a minute, Troy. You better. Who do I have to bribe for you to go to WordCamp Canada? That's crazy that you can't go. Did you get the formal no, or are you just assuming, or do you want me to just shut up and stop talking about it? 3 options. You pick which one. So why did it remove that? Okay. What the heck, man? That's a bummer, dude. I'm sorry. That really sucks. That's really dumb. Yeah. That's the sort of the idea that Claude does all the work. I mean, the thing is, like, in a regular workday for me, I've got like 3 different terminal windows open. I'm running Claude code in 3 different things. Well, dude, we need a GoFundMe to send you. We got to do it. Oh, cross keys. Here we go. What's he saying? I'll get my pissing money out of the way. If you're going back to WordPress to build sites like this, there are 5 minute better ways to build sites like this. Not because WordPress, but yeah, for sure. This is just my tool of choice. So I mean, the thing is, and I don't disagree with you, cross keys. my opinion on the matter is I've reached a point in my life where I don't really care to argue about things like what's the best ID, what's the best framework. And I mean, people want to do that, cool. For me, I like WordPress. It's easy. I've used it for 1,000 years. It builds the stuff that I want it to build. If I'm building this because I'm a coach on this team and it's my son's team and they need help building a site and I have access to a number of things that can do this nice and easy. So I'll do this. But if I was like trying to maximize profit and efficiency, yeah, I'd probably do some kind of static site that was super easy, right? But that's just me. I think, yeah, that's my 2 cents. But I don't disagree with you, and I am glad you're here and you're pissing and moaning. You don't need to worry about that stuff. Just say what you're saying, man. It's all good. It's all good. My son will be the cool. He already is the cool kid on the team, Kevin. I just want to be the cool dad, okay? Yeah. I want these guys and kids. Because the team is it's a special needs team. So there's men older than me. Well, no, yeah, well maybe. So there's kids to 10. My son's 10. He's the youngest on the team. Actually, that's not true anymore. We have a 6-year-old on the team now, all the way up to like men in their 40s, and it's great. So, yeah, but it's really cool. There are like some of these, it's a ton of fun. It is the most, I'm just going to go on a little tangent here. So I grew up playing hockey in Ontario in Canada, and hockey is like, it's a thing. Everybody plays hockey, and it's also the most wildly toxic sport that you could possibly get into. In some cases, it's all about like, I don't know. Anyways, so it can be wildly toxic. Like we've all seen those sports parents that like yell at the referees and try to like get kicked out of games and stuff. In all sports, not just hockey, but in hockey, can get pretty bad. This is the biggest antithesis of that I've ever been involved with in my entire life. We played a game where if all the kids haven't scored, then we give the other team. We give each other penalty shots until all the kids score, and we tell our goalies just let them score. The like one of the greatest moments ever was when this one player who I don't know what they had, like maybe spinal bifida or anyways, they were unable to skate, so they had someone with them on a skate aid, and they scored a penalty shot. And I mean, that's what it's about, right? Just making everyone feel good and have fun. That's the whole point. And that's what I love about it. So that's me. Anyway, so that's why I'm doing this site. So where did we end up here? Okay, it's all advanced through. Okay, so is this working? Oh my God, it's working. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so it's just some things that we need to fix for sure. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, it's great. I'm getting a little emotional about it, so we're going to move on. But yeah, it's fantastic. So they deserve the guys that do it. Like I'm just a coach, but the main guy has been doing it for like 30 years, and it's the greatest thing ever. So all right, so this is very nice. These are actually, yeah, no, it's amazing. And we're actually, so this is the craziest part. So every year they have this huge tournament, and it is like international. It's called Special Hockey International. Yeah, where's the hug? And last year it was in Toronto, and it was amazing. There was teams from literally all over the world that came, and it was fun. We had a great time, and it's like they live for this tournament. Next year it's in, I want to say it's in like Kitchener-Waterloo area, but the year after that it's in Finland. So we're gonna have to figure out how to send this team to Finland. So I will start taking donations, and any money I make off of this stream I will put towards that. But I'm just joking. You don't need to spend money on my stream. It's all free. But okay, cool. So this is very good. We need to like work on some spacing stuff here. So I have to figure out how to do that. No, it shouldn't. the stream that I use, it's the same playlist that I use all the time, and it's stream safe. Now, every once in a while, I do get a little like copyright notice, but then I say no, I'm good, and it's been fine. So I don't know if has there been a change. Yeah, it's like royalty free. It should be fine. But thanks for the heads up on that, because there have been times where I thought I was playing my stream safe stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, that's Metallica, and it got muted in YouTube. But what I've actually started doing now is not streaming to YouTube Live. I take the stream and then I edit it, and I always take the music out, because I've gotten feedback that it's distracting. So I'll do that anyway. So there won't be any video on any music on the video that I upload. Okay, so there's some things that we need to fix inside of this. So let's use Annotate again. Okay, should I use Annotate? I'm gonna use Annotate. I love it. I do want to be like a... No, I know Metallica's really cool about people taking their music for free. Show of hands, who here remembers, what was it called? Oh my god, what was it called? Oh, it was on tip of my tongue, I can't remember. Napster. They like sued Napster, they sued everybody, it was crazy. Okay, so let's do some, so this needs to have the leading symbol. Okay, we'll save that. The sum of the names are too long and break the layout. Oh God, I want. Did I quit that? Hold on. I want each box to be the same size in the grid. Okay, so we'll save that. So I'm going to quick picking elements. I hit done. No. What's happening here? There we go. Done. Send that back. Oh, Napster was the best. I loved Napster. Oh my God. That was the internet at that time was phenomenal. The flash and animations that you could find out there were so funny and wild and ridiculous. There was this one site, I do not remember the name of it, but they had all of these really, really funny videos, and they were wildly inappropriate. And like there was this one where you'd open it up, and it was like, and it was like hand drawn. It was like it was right around the time of like Strong Bad and all of that stuff. Like that was not E-Bomb's World. That was a little too much. Oh, maybe it was E-Bomb's World. Newgrounds. Was it Newgrounds? It might have been Newgrounds. I remember it opened up, and it was these two really cute like seals, and they're talking really, really quiet, really, really quiet. So you turn the volume up, and right at the end, the volume goes so loud, and the voiceover is like www.drunkclownswithdogs.com or something like that. And the whole point was you're supposed to be in like a computer lab or like a library, because not everybody had home computers, and you'd have the volume cranked. It was amazing. That kind of stuff was why I got into web. I got to tell you, it's amazing. Yes, Strong Bad, hilarious. E-Bomb was, yes, and the guardrails thing was hilarious, because you would literally like download, oh, here's, I'm going to download the new whatever Metallica video, and then you'd open it up, and it wasn't a Metallica video. It is no Flappy Bird. This is true, but it was very similar, the bait and switch. But I loved it. I get up in the morning. I was in college. I was at Fanshawe College in London, Ontario. I was learning to be a recording engineer, and I would get up in the morning, and I would download the latest MP3, and I would let it go, and I'd go to class, and I'd come back, and it had just finished downloading all 4.5 megabytes or whatever it was. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, Flash was my jam. That's how I learned. I learned everything in Flash. It was so much fun. Yeah. You don't miss those days? I miss parts of it. Sometimes I realize that like if you asked me to like build a website with like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I don't even know if I could anymore. I mean, probably, but it's also been so much. Do you remember doc types? Do you remember the having to specify the doc type in your HTML opening tag? Like, it's crazy. It was crazy. You know, now it's just like HTML, but it used to be like you put the doc type in there and it was ridiculous. You had like, and like typing that by memory, which I never did, but just all that stuff. It was just craziness. So crazy. Oh my God, You Suck at Photoshop is possibly the best YouTube. It's still on YouTube. You have to go and look at it. Oh, this is so great. We're going down this like nostalgic thing. Preferred doc type wasn't in an interview question. The response was PHP. Well, there is just the HTML. Like it's just HTML tag. I don't even know like what's the proper spec now. I know you don't put like transitional and all that stuff anymore, right? It's just you just open an HTML tag. I think is that not right? God, see that's the thing. It's like WordPress has sort of like spoiled me from being able from like actually writing this stuff. Oh my God, look at that. Really good. Interesting. Okay. Oops. Is there really? So like what is the correct doc type for HTML? Like I don't even know anymore. The doc, yeah, just that, right? Yeah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I remember when HTML5 came out and we all of a sudden got the canvas tag and then everything changed. And then like you could put videos and stuff. And anyways, okay, so this is good, but some of these names are still cut off. So I think we need to figure out a way of doing that. So I'm going to just, instead of doing it in Annotate, I say, this looks much better, but some of the names are still cut off. First name and last name. They can be stacked, but they should be all on the same line. Oops. Oh, man. How many people here thought they were like hacking the matrix when they connect their Dreamweaver directly to FTP on their live server? So when they made changes, it went live immediately. Because I did that. It was the Wild West, my friends, and we were better for it, I think. Pepperidge Farms remembers, that's right. It's so true. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so, some people still, oh my God, let me tell you a story. So I'm not going to out them because they're amazing people, but I had a client when I was working at an agency in Ottawa, and we built a site. It's they have a ton of video content. That's all I'll say. And it's like a political site. So, it's politics adjacent. Let's put it that way. We built out this really cool site for them that had the custom video players. We did all this really, really great stuff. And their team was 2 people, and they would literally, and so anyway, so when I left that agency and moved to my next one, they actually came and found us, and we rebuilt them another site. And we learned very quickly that they didn't use any kind of version control, because we didn't really use version control back when we first worked on the site. And they literally just had a cubicle side by side, and they would do things like, hey man, I'm editing index.php. Please don't edit that right now. Like literally editing it on the site. And so they would just like back and forth like that. So we were trying to teach them like Git, because we were working on stuff, they were working on stuff. So like we did this whole session on how to use Git, and immediately they merged staging into Trunk, which was hilarious. And then we were on a meeting with them like literally like an update meeting, and we realized that one of them had done something and the site was down, and they're like, oh yeah, no, we'll fix that in a minute. But they fought using like we had deploy bot, or what was it? What was the one that like it would deploy all of your assets for you? It wasn't Actions. I can't remember what it was. Might have been deploy bot. It was a service for a long time. Anyways, and it was so funny because they was just like they didn't care. They would edit files live on the fly, break all the version control that the whole team was working on. It was great, very very cool. And you know what? Why not, right? Who cares? Sometimes I think we get so, oh my god, this looks so good. I think we get so caught up in process, you know. Yeah, whatever the service was, it would just so like they would always say things like, "Why are we using this service?" It's just like it seems unnecessary, and we're like, "Well, because it's actually better and it's safer, and it's like so you don't have to commit your deployed assets to the repository, or it's like your built assets to the repository, all that stuff." And then they'd be like, "Okay," well, and then it would fail, and then they're like, "See, this is stupid. We should just put the files up with FTP," and they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. So, and. It's funny. Okay. So let's see. I just got to check on something real quick. Okay. All right. All right. So let's see where we ended up. So this looks like really good. Not sure what to do here. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, let me look at the, is Doodaroo in there? Where's Doodaroo? Hello. Why did it delete Doodaroo? Unacceptable. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we got all these people in here that we're going to have to, we'll change this. But are they, okay, we need to assign teams to each of these people. Okay, let's ask it. Okay, can you assign teams to the players? Assign it randomly, but I want to have at least a few players on each team because I want to do a tab to be able to show the different teams. Oh, again, that command return thing is gets me every single time. Okay, so we got numbers. Okay, so we're gonna do that. All right, I think I might turn this into a bit of a series. I might stream this for the next couple of streams, maybe, like when I don't have a... Oh, Kevin, do you have to be extra strict accessibility-wise here from a legal perspective? Oh, for the site that I'm building? That's a really great point. No, there's no legal thing that I have to do. Now, if I was a government, because I'm just doing this as a person, there's nothing that I have to do. Now, I mean, it should be accessible, especially given the people that this is servicing. So that's a really, really great call out. In Canada, I believe government websites, and Troy's still around, he can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I think it's AA compliant. Is that right, Troy? In some places it's AAA, but I don't know what sectors. I know when I was in Ottawa, working in Ottawa, we did have a bunch of government contracts, but there was ones that like we just didn't touch because it was AAA, it was AA or AAA, and it's for just like it's its own entity. So there were agencies that just focused on that, and they all used Drupal because Drupal I guess had like a really good framework for that. I don't know if it's changed now or not. So, okay, so let's see. What are our team assignments? Okay, so we got, okay. Next, in the pattern, I would like to be able to have tabs for the junior, senior, and intermediate teams show. So when you click between them, you can only see those players. If there is any team without players, then don't show the tab. How strict do you have to be, Troy? I guess you have to be pretty strict because you're EDU, right? And that's why you built your block checks thing, which, by the way, have you published that yet? Because if you haven't, or if you have, you should drop it in here. I think that makes a lot of sense, Bad Dude Court. I think that makes a ton of sense because eventually it's going to go there anyways. I mean, unless you're like, well, we can just come back and make more money. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I figured you would. Oh, really? Businesses providing a housing service. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, anything that would provide a service to a person who is otherwise unable to provide that service for themselves could potentially, I mean, anybody can potentially have issues with being on the internet, I guess. So, I don't know. I think that's probably just why accessibility should just be a first thought instead of an afterthought. All right, so how are we doing here? You know what I should have said? Instead of specifying the teams, I should have said all of the teams. Oh, okay. I won't spoil the surprise. You're not waiting on me, are you? If you are, ping me, and I'll make sure that you are not. If I may make a suggestion, sometimes waiting, we'll wait forever, especially in the WordPress community. So unless you've been specifically told to wait until someone gets back to you, you might just want to be like, I'm just going to push it, you know? It's just my 2 cents. Okay. All right, let's see how we doing here. So it's reading the text. I wonder if doing this as a custom block. Well, let's see what we can do without a custom block. So that's pretty cool. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should add the coach too. Or coaches. I think it'd be really cool to add pictures in here. So have a little like picture in behind it. That'd be neat. Do a little headshot in behind this or something. I think that'd be fun. I'm pretty. Oh, sorry, Troy. I wasn't trying to out your proposal thing here, but. It's been, we talked about this at the last WordCamp Canada, right? So it'll be a year in November when was it in November last year? I can't remember when it was, but yeah, well, I mean, I think it's cool. I think having an API that does that stuff is very, very, very powerful. And even if we just get the conversation started, I think it's important. Was it 2024? Oh my God. No, it was 2025. Because the year Matt was there, right? That was last year, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyways, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not good with dates or names. Well, okay. So this is slowing down, but it's going really well. Ooh. Okay, so it's trying to. Oh, it's working though. So okay, cool. 2024. Wow, that's great. That was the inaugural one. No, it wasn't. Oh, that's the. Yes, you're right. Okay. Yes. Because we talked about the validation, like the block that you built, right? Because you were doing stuff for the header, were you not? To make sure the headers were in the right order. and then that turned into the plugin, and then in 2025 you showed me the full fleshed out. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I remember the conversation that I was remembering was when I suggested this should be a validation thing, because you had like it's felt like a really cool way of like building something to validate things, and then you built on top of that. Anyways, rambling. Next day he came with the patch. Yeah, Nick was good that way. I wonder how Nick is doing. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I'm going to reach out to him. Okay, how are we doing here? So it's building, so it's going through the source code. I'm not sure what its plan here is, but it's doing something. It looks like it's going through the source code of my block, and it's also going through the source code of the blocks themselves. And more advanced query loop stuff, So I'm have to say I'm pretty impressed with this so far. I think this has been really good. I am thinking I'd like to have like a little headshot in there. Little, like maybe it's just like a silhouette, and when you roll over it then you see the person's face. I think that might be kind of cool, but and I don't have assets for that. And yeah, I don't know, it's cool. Oh, interesting question. Can you run the Studio Code model in a different harness, like using VS Studio Code? Yes, so yes you can. So there's a CLI version of this. Right. So there is actually a CLI version that you can just install, and so you can run it like the same way that you would run Claude. I think I might even have it installed here. Let me just see. Oops, do I have Studio installed? Is it Studio? Oh wait, no. Forget how. Oh, you know what? We're gonna go to Studio Code. Yeah. So if you go to products. Oh wait, no, use it. Products. WordPress Studio. And you go to the docs. Yeah. So what is it? So the CLI. Let's look at the CLI. Studio Code, Studio CLI. So what do you do? Oh, Studio Code. So you run Studio. You should be able to run Studio Code, and then you can run it any way you want. So Studio Code. Do I have it installed? Yeah, there you go. And so you can set your model, right? Everything's in there, so you can absolutely run this like as your own thing. Is that what you're asking me? Right? I think not, because you can set your own, right? The harness is where the features would be. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. So like the way that you can set Claude up to use Codex, is that what you're sort of talking about? No, it's not. It's not. I have not used Conductor. I should look into that. No, it's not an LLM hosted on automatic servers. I think it might be a wrapper for Claude, but I am not sure. What are you? What are you based on? Let's ask it. Oh, nice. Oh. Okay. I'm not, and I'm, to my knowledge, to the best of my knowledge, it is not, there's no like LLM that Automatic is hosting to make this thing work. So, there we go. Yeah. It relays requests based on the model. We don't host cloud or GPT models ourselves. We just provide that private that Studio CLI is using Sonify. Shows at the top. Okay, cool. I don't know. It might not know about itself. I really don't know. I'm not that deep into the details of it there, but so I think I might have asked it to do a bit more of a complicated thing than I was expecting. So it looks like it's trying to do this. So we'll see. I think if I was going to make a suggestion for the UI, I would make a suggestion to change these, and just make enter, send it. I don't know if there was. Well, I mean, I don't know, Kevin, I don't know the details of that, but you have to have a WordPress.com account so there has to be something connected to .com in that way. I mean, that just makes sense because that's how you need tokens, right? So those tokens come from someplace and are being used somehow. Well, Kevin, you should go and download it and try. You can set up an enterprise one. You can. I don't know if you can do it through here through the CLI. You can set up. You can use an API key if you have enterprise, or you can use .com. So you can actually do that. Can you set? Can you do that here? I don't know if you can do that in here. Probably just liberate, rank me up, annotate. Okay. Yeah, that's done on the CLI level, I think. What's the issue that you guys are looking at here? Okay. Interesting. I don't know this person, but just this right here feels like they're a bit of a well actually type. Anyways, that's interesting. Sorry, I was lost in thought while reading that. So go get him, bad dude. That guy was a clown. Yeah, well, everyone's got opinions on the internet, right? Oh, I skipped your comment. I'm sorry. Let me look at the comment. Here we go. Where's your comment? Are you down here? There you go. Why would you add an option to use custom domains but when I try to use custom menu time, I cannot use it. Okay. Well, we're going to read it now. The security issue doesn't stand. A hacker uses something like Caddy, Docker, reverse proxy, right at the host files themselves before using Studio to fake the yeah. There are 0 hackers thinking to install Studio and create a WordPress install on someone's device in order to fake a domain. That's funny. This is a local environment tool. We are using it to create mirrors of our websites locally, and sometimes for some real services, we need real demands in order to use test. That's true. Today I had an issue with Google Analytics API approved in GCP, refusing my connection because of .local. My local alternative works because I use .site. This is a very valid reason, in my opinion. It's the same reason that like Jetpack's hard to work with locally, right? Yeah. 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 I mean, I think that these are valid reasons. I think that the security thing is also valid, but I think that like, you know, I don't know. I mean, signing all kinds of domains, which means it becomes easier for potential hackers to impersonate any website with actual valid local credentials. For this reason, I don't think we should be doing this. I mean, I think that's interesting, but I also think that like, I don't know. Riyad's a smart dude, but I think there's practicality over some things, right? Anyways, I agree 100% that this is a local site. It's the same reason why when we build out sites, like everyone uses admin and password because nobody cares. No one's gonna hack your local site. So, okay, so we're just gonna let that run. Oh my God, it's 12 o'clock. I'm gonna have to drop off soon. So, yeah, I mean, people can do all kinds of things. I wish this would be a really great stopping place if this gets going here, but I don't think it's doing what I want it to do. Well, it's working on it, looks like. Is there any way to check your usage in this? I'd be interested to see if you could see how much, like, is there a status? There's no status, right? That doesn't do anything, does it? Oh, hey Kev, I think this is your by the way thing, right? Or maybe usage? There doesn't seem to be any like actual built-in slash commands there for that. It's in beta right now too, so I don't know if that necessarily is a thing the team's thought of. Like, I know they thought about it, but whether or not it really matters at this point, because we're not really like, I don't think we're charging for any token access right now. So that might be something I'm sure that's something that's in the roadmap at some point. But again, I don't know for sure, but we'll see. Why not use Opus then? Why not use Opus then? For what? Or Sol? I don't know. I just picked Sonnet, and we'll see how this does, and if it, maybe Opus might have been a better choice for this particular one. Yeah. So let's stop it. And can I go? I'm going to switch it over to Opus, and I'm going to get in my clipboard. Nope. Where's my clipboard history? Okay, I'm going to put that in there. We're going to run the same thing with Opus. We'll see what it does here. Oh, it doesn't have users command. I can't report. Okay, cool. Okay, so it just told me I can't do any of that stuff. Okay, interesting. Burn those tokens. Is Sol better? I've never used it. Oh, Sol is a new Fable-like model from OpenAI. I've been using Fable a lot. It's great. It's really, really, really good. Okay, you want me to stop this? Let's use Sol then. Okay. Oh, wait. All right. Let's try it. I actually never tried. What's sidebar? I don't see a sidebar. All right, we're gonna rock Sol here. I got a little bit of soul. I don't know what that means. Oh man, you know what? This is a horrible time to do this, but I have to drop off. I think my kid's upstairs running around. He's probably fine. You know what? I will be right back. I'm just gonna go check on him. I'll be right back. We'll let this thing roll. 1 sec. Okay. Oh, not now. Remind me later. Oh yeah, thanks for answering the question there, Bad Toot. Oh boy, sorry. Yeah, you just need to have a .com account, and you can just do a free one, and then Bad Toot Court, exactly. Sorry about that. Yeah, Paul, go and download it. Well, and sign up for a .com account. Get logged in, and you should be able to do it. It's free right now in beta. It's in beta, so they're working on it, and I don't know what the roadmap is or what the timeline is to start burning tokens. I'm building a $500 site on stream. That's right. We're gonna just see. I'm probably gonna get a ping, be like, "Can you stop doing this, please?" So it's free. It's free. I've been told it's free. There's no place to get connected. Like, I don't know. It's free, as far as I know. Yeah, use $35,000 in tokens. That would be hilarious, eh? Well, they told me to use it, so I'm using it. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but we'll see. Top right, any usage menu items up here? Nope. Like, there's nothing. See? Oh, I didn't know this existed. What is this? 1.5%, 1.55% of monthly limit used. Right sits on July 31st. So that's new. Interesting. So I've only used 1.5% as of today. That's pretty great. So yeah, 1.59%. So it looks like there's a monthly limit now, but it doesn't cost you anything, which is great. But I've been building basically for 2 hours on this, and it's just rolling here. So let's see, what am I at here? Oh yeah, it's starting to pick up. Well, it's a pretty cool place to work. I think, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, this is the best time to go and try it, right? Like, and the other thing too is like, I really feel like I'm pushing this. I'm not really trying to push this too hard because like this, this stream's for everyone, but it's a good product. It does good things. And it's got all this built in, like all these skills and everything built in. So it's smart enough to know about WordPress so you don't have to train it in the sense of like having skills and, pointing it to stuff. It just kind of figures it all out, right? Which is really, really good. Like so far, the only things I've wanted to change so far have been personal preference things, right? Yes. Well, no. That's an interesting differentiation. It's locked behind a .com account, right? So, but I'm sure you could ask it to do things that aren't WordPress, and it would do it just fine. I've never tested it because it's I've never said build this site in React, but why wouldn't it be able to do that? It's just very good at WordPress when it's built into a WordPress local development environment tool. So this is just me guessing. I'd download a copy of it and try it out. That's what I would do. Ask what the Konami code is. Sure. What What is the Konami code? Love that. All right, when this finishes up and we see if it can run the Konami code, that's going to be the end of my stream today. But it's been fun, and thanks so much for hanging out. I don't know how long this is going to take, but we'll see here in a second. But I will do no such thing, Kev. I will do no such thing. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. I wonder if we can... Where'd my Konami code? Oh my God, look at that. Huh. So there's the Konami code, and check this out. This is actually really good. The only thing at this point that I would do, well, I would probably order these differently, but that's nothing, right? best comment of the stream goes to Throw New Error. Lots of knee slappers, and somewhere I agree with your daughter. That's hilarious. Thank you so much. The only thing that I would fix here is I would order this junior, intermediate, senior, because that's the way it should be. And I would do something about this where maybe this can be oh, it missed ABA. Sometimes it ends with start or enter. Interesting. So it didn't really get it right. Cool, but it did knew what it was. Anyways, so the thing that I would fix, and this is just because I haven't told it, is that I don't want this bar in here. I want this to be sort of like even numbers. But that's it. Awesome. Okay, well, I think this has been a fantastic stream. What is this AI block tool thought? What? This is the site that I'm just working on for my kids hockey team. So we started with the roster stuff, so you can switch between the different teams and all of that, and I think that's a lot of fun. Cool. So, but I'm going to let y'all go, but thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And next week, am I streaming next week? I don't think I am streaming next week. I'm taking some AFK. We're heading out to Halifax on the train, like one does in the 20s, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyways, I'm going to talk to you all later. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks to Sus Batuhan for dropping in from the studio team, I believe, and answering some questions. But if you haven't downloaded Studio, go and get it and download it and have some fun with it. Tell me what you think. And but we'll talk to you all soon. All right, cool. Thanks everyone.